Stocks pulling back sharply Tuesday afternoon after that disappointing U.S. retail sales data. Well, let's get inside that data and inside the markets with Jeff Tomasulo. He's CEO of Vespula Capital in Wilton, Connecticut. Welcome back, Jeff.
Hey, Fred, how are you?
Doing well, Jeff. Well, Jeff, we've been getting great numbers on the hiring front, but today on retail sales from the Commerce Department, they fell 1.1%, and that was much more than expected. What does this say about economic growth?
Well, I don't know if you can really put much weight into any of this, right? If you think about the amount of stimulus that the American public received over the last, 20 months or, 18 months, and we went out and we spent our money. So, of course, you're going to get a massive, over the last 4 quarters, retail sales, people spending, the numbers look unbelievable. And what happens after all this stimuli goes away? Well, they're going to come back. So what are you comparing this to? Are we comparing it to last year? Well, that's not smart, right? You got to wait and obviously see the next couple of quarters of how is it going to all level out, right? That is really the key. And then the concern is, like, we have this Delta variant, right? Is this going to, hurt people's spending habits? Are they going to save more? I think we need more data. And the data that we've had over the last 4 quarters, to me, is, well, it's an anomaly, right? Because we've never seen any of this kind of stimulus ever in any recent times, at least.
We've seen retail stocks slide on this news. You're a trader. Would you be buying on this? What trades have you been making in the retail sector?
Well, one, I think, I've been sitting on my hands, right? But it's going to start to look very appealing, especially in a stock like Home Depot that gets hit the way it has, right? You don't usually see Home Depot drop over 5%. With that said, though, I am very cautious because if you look at the S&P 500, we have not had a 5% correction in almost over 200 trading days, right? So, eventually I know people think, hey, people buy the dips. Yes, that might happen, but eventually we're going to have a 5% correction or more, right? So for me to be really engaging into any of these stocks right now, especially, again, we're at the end of the summer. So volume starts to dry up, and as a trader, I start to see this anytime at the end of the year, at the end of the summer, we start to see volumes dry up. So the moves, I don't put any, credence in a lot of these moves because a lot of people like myself, I'm leaving to go on vacation tomorrow. Other bankers all across the world are taking vacations right now, and in Europe they take 2 to 3 week vacations. Here, we do a week or so.
All right, so I guess you're cautious for now, despite some what some might view as an opportunity. We've seen a tale of two retailers today. Walmart shares are up. Walmart raised its same-store sales forecast, but on the other hand, Home Depot, which you mentioned earlier, the stock dropping about 5% after it missed its same-store sales for the first time in almost 2 years. What do you make of these mixed results?
Well, I look at Home Depot, and again, this to me was so clear as day for many people because I was even on a call yesterday with certain clients and students saying, hey, the risk is to the downside, right, for a lot of these retail companies, especially Home Depot, because they've had such huge moves, right? They would have had to have blown it out. Now, they could have, right? But when you think about it logically, a lot of the people spent that stimulus check fixing up their houses many months ago. So right now, and you can see it in their numbers, right? The amount of people that are coming to the store, when they're coming to the store, the amount of their purchases have gone down, which is quite, in my eyes, normal for, when you all of a sudden, hey, the government gives me a $1,500 check. I need to go fix the bathroom up. I'm going to use that money. Let's go to Home Depot. That has changed, right? And I think now we're going to see the next few quarters. And then on top of that, Fred, you have people that have been cooped up. You said it off camera. You're going to go out of New York City for the first time in a long time. Well, guess what? I'm not going to sit around my house doing, projects when on the weekends I'm going to take my kids and I'm going to take, go visit family members. So again, that is going to slow down. So the key is, again, can Home Depot recover? Of course they're going to recover. Now, do I see some further downside? A possibility, especially if we get an overall market correction. But to me, that's what's going to be a really great opportunity when you get Home Depot after going up 50, 60%, has a 20% correction. Then that's when you start to deploy capital into some names like Home Depot, Lowe's, and maybe even a Walmart and a Target. I'm very curious to see how Target performs, with their earnings tomorrow. But I would assume it's going to be very similar to what we see out of Walmart.
All right, so hold off for now. Wait for the correction. Thank you, Jeff. Our thanks to Jeff Tomasulo of Vespula Capital. I'm Fred Katayama in New York. This is Reuters.